It's after elections, baby. It's on today.
We're gonna be on our best behavior. Oh yeah, I'm coming in good.
Nah, I told you, man.
Damn.
He was trying to front like he wasn't.
But I hear you in my headphones more than I hear myself.
Because I mean, that's what I do.
Where my water at, man?
I hooked you up. Oh, and I gave you a fresh one too.
Yeah, that's the Black Steel Fitness. That's how we do it, player.
I cooked you up, son.
Yeah.
Word is bond.
What's going on, man?
What's up, baby?
What's up, my G?
My G. What's up, my guy?
No, my G for Ghana.
Ghana, baby.
That's where you from?
That's my father, man.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
North
That's
Carolina.
where your roots come from?
Yeah.
That's your roots?
That's my daddy's roots. Yeah.
Well, I mean, your dad's roots is your roots, right?
Yeah, that side.
Okay, all right.
I mean, because it got multiple sides.
Why you saying with an attitude and everything, man? Dang, I just trying to
I
get
said my dad's side. I was clearing it up so you knew exactly which route to treat.
Of course it's your dad's side.
It could have been my mama's side.
No, female Africans don't come over here and date.
Say who?
FBAs. They don't do that.
Say who?
Huh?
Say who?
Say me, motherfucker.
I guess you ain't live in Charlotte, son. Yeah.
Those are the Gullah Geechee people. They are not Ghanaians.
No, I mean I know. You know, on my mother's side, my grandmother's direct descendant. Gullah Geechee, baby. Look, he hated. Come on, history up in here. Todd P. Schuler, president. If you want a true American, son, going way back to way back. Right here, vote your boy. 2028.
I hear you, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, baby.
You know,
and it's going to be a great time to run in 2028 because it's going to be fresh candidates, no incumbents. It's going to be fresh, and I'm going to throw myself right up in that shit. Yeah, baby. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great time.
There you go.
On their ass.
All right.
On their ass.
All up in them.
All up in them. They're going to be like, Rayshon, stop, Rayshon, just too deep, stop. All up in them.
Stop.
Ow, ow. It hurts. Listen, we ain't even introducing the started. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Rayshon B.
And I'm Shaka Shabazz.
And this is the Rayshon and Shaka podcast.
All up in them.
It hurts. It hurts. They gonna ban us and shit.
We got like 3 new subscribers this
week. I know,
week.
Right? Ain't it good shit? Thank you. Round of applause. Round of applause. Remember that shit? Yeah,
and our views ticked up a little bit.
I know, man. How about that? It's good shit.
Another round of applause.
Let me take that shit around.
Yeah, people must have liked me getting on you about your coming to America state of mind.
That's what's up. Whatever works.
Week before that, we were getting hate mail.
Yeah, that's right.
Talk about them reproductive rights.
We're gonna get some hate mail again. Because we about to talk about some shit today. Yeah. About to get some hate mail. I mean, I get the hate mail. Y'all know y'all love Shaka. I get the hate mail. Because I be saying that bullshit. Yeah. That's why he got me on, so I can say the bullshit. I lost
a few friends since I started doing this.
You hanging around me?
Definitely.
They're like, why don't you keep that guy quiet?
I've definitely lost a few friends since I've started doing this.
I don't think I've
acquaintances, not friends, but
I don't think I've lost any. Well, I lost a viewer, but I don't think I lost.
For real, you did? You lost a viewer?
A viewer, so yeah. But I don't think I lost any friends.
What they do? What they say? I don't know. You don't have to get specific.
I mean, they didn't like the way me talking shit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It must have been somebody you did.
I did. I did.
So you can't beat it up with the people that watch this because they gonna
She wasn't watching it first, and she just joined in. That wasn't my problem. I wasn't trying to get her to watch it.
Because you say I got a podcast. Oh, really? You got a podcast? Yeah, that's how you kind of talk about. Talk about. Oh, really? I'm going to support you, and then they, support. Then they'll start watching you because they got interested in what you're doing. And then you start saying some shit, and you're like, whoa.
And then I double down on it.
Oh.
And then I triple down on it.
They be like, oh.
And then they like, this motherfucker mean that. And I'm like, yeah.
You're like, oh.
But they still be friends, so whatever. Just stay subscribed. I understand if you don't watch it. Just stay subscribe. Thank you.
I'm saying.
They didn't unsubscribe.
You had me thinking they unsubscribed.
No, they stayed on.
They just don't support.
They just don't watch.
Just don't support.
They just don't watch now. Fuck you, Rayshon.
There's something for everybody.
I'm saying. That's what I said.
We're not always trying.
Everything. Just people a few other shows. You're going to be like, yeah, exactly. That's right. And then the next one you might be like, Man, I was
We're going
right.
to get on our Derek Jackson shit one day.
I was right the first time. Fuck Rayshon.
Yeah, we're going to get on our Derek Jackson.
I ain't going to get on that shit.
You going to get on the Derek Jackson?
No, what am I supposed to do?
Huh?
What I'm supposed to do?
You don't know nothing
I mean,
about
I breathe life into women all the time. I breathe life in.
I'm not talking about getting them pregnant.
No, that's beating it up. I said I breathe life. Like, I speak them words of encouragement and power. I can't tell you how many people I tell you, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Like, nobody ever tells you they proud of you. I'm proud of you, Shaka. Proud of you.
Thank you,
Yeah, man, you do great shit. I tell people all the time, I breathe life, man. They just don't like when I damn talk to spit that fire.
Well, I mean, because I'm hearing you say that, and my thought process is, yeah, people love when you're praising them.
Yeah. I breathe life. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my Derek Jackson.
Like
right
you're
there.
breathing life into them, but do it like you're being honest. And
I am being honest. I won't say that shit unless I'm really mean.
No, I didn't mean about you doing that. I mean like in other areas of life that you may have to impart some wisdom about.
Always honest.
So,
there's only one thing I lie about, and it's only to a woman about another woman, because I don't be wanting to hear that bullshit. And as long as that shit ride, it's like it's peace. Now, when they find out about it, it's whatever. It's gonna go down. But I'd rather have this peace for 2 weeks, 6 months, a year, 5 years, whatever, versus being like, yeah, da 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 da, this one, and then it's like that moment on is.
What are we talking about there?
I'm just
Rayshon?
running through shit. You said honest, and I was just being honest. I was just being honest.
Confessions of a fucking dog.
Anybody that know me know that shit. Any girl that know me know I say.
I tell all my bitches what's going on.
No, I tell them I'm honest and just.
I lines them all up and talk to them.
Maybe. No, I'm always honest. Unless you ask me about another woman, and I'm like, nah, I don't know that chick. What you talking about?
You just do some regular old nigga shit.
Because I don't want to hear that shit. Because you be like, yeah,
right,
I know.
Well, that's why most people do it. That's not
shit.
no enlightening shit.
I
that's
know,
what most of us do.
But that's the only thing I lie about.
You know what? Otherwise,
you be like, Todd, did you do that? Yeah, my bad.
But I was speaking more about when I joked about Derek Jackson or how Derek Jackson shit. It's just like, you know, the pandering thing.
Oh, yeah.
Or to, and I'm not saying, hey, look, we seek encouragement and enlightenment from different sources in life, right?
Right.
And some of us look for certain things or programming to feed us what we think we need.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're out here on these streets and then you could just kind of see how the game unfold, and people just want to hear what they want to hear.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh. Somebody's shit getting robbed.
And the smartest of us can play into that.
Yep.
I mean, not just in relationships, but it could be in it could be in finance or whatever. The smartest of us that want, particularly those that want to make money,
you gonna do it.
You find that angle where, okay, all right, damn, yeah.
It looks like a fisher. I'm gonna go ahead and slide in this fisher.
Yeah, 3 million people subscribe because I said all women are queens.
Yep.
Whoa, there's something there.
There is, and I'm gonna say it again.
Right, you know.
And I'm gonna say it again.
And I'm gonna expand that shit.
Hey, ladies, hit that like and share and subscribe button. All women are queens, including you.
I think you need to practice.
Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, Queen.
You're beautiful.
Beautiful. I just want you to know. Yeah, that's it right there. My queens, man. To my queens out there. Yeah. Now, some of y'all are queens. Like, y'all know who you are.
When you say some, what do you mean?
Some are queens.
What are the other ones? Who are the...
Not queens. They could be princesses. They could be squires. They could be I don't know. I mean, I ain't gonna go there. There could be a lot of other stuff. Just peasants, commoners.
You just won't play today, man.
I'm playing. No, I said queens, not queens, commoners, peasants. Like, what you want me to say?
Nothing.
What you want me to say? I mean, what you want me to say? I mean, you want...
Okay, let's balance it out. Let's talk about these dudes too.
What about these dudes? Some of them are kings. Some of them are kings.
What are the rest of them?
Peasants, commoners, jokers, squires.
You're really working on that 2028, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Y'all gonna see right there, right here. Right here. It's getting ready to start. Let this shit keep moving.
What you got for us today?
Whatever. I ain't even putting nothing together because you know what we getting on today. Boy, I've been waiting. What's up with election 2024?
Wow.
Damn. I mean, I didn't vote, but congratulations, Trump. I would have congratulated. Before y'all say something, I would have congratulated Kamala also. She didn't won. Because I ain't vote, so I'm just saying. Before y'all be trying to, I've been hearing people, man, I wish you was dead. Somebody said, drink a bottle of bleach. Some chick said, I'm going to get you with my own hands. I'm glad I didn't vote, because if you voted and you didn't vote for Kamala, them ladies is about to bust y'all asses, fellas. Just so you know.
Who are they going to do the bleach for?
Anybody that didn't vote for Kamala? Oh, fuck, I'm in that one, because I didn't vote.
You didn't vote for Kamala.
Damn, dog. Glad I got the antidote. Glad I got the antidote, son. And you vote me for president, I'll make sure everybody got the antidote.
Some people are just they're at the verge of murder, mayhem because of the election results.
Boy, I had to work with tears that in the morning. It was crazy. So my day was early morning. It was super quiet. Then it was tears. And then I had my little break, and then the afternoon, I guess these are the ladies that can work from home or have their house mom. They came in. One lady came in red, white, and blue tights and socks. I was like, how you doing that? It's a great day. I was like, oh, I guess we changed sides now. I was like, damn.
She's like, oh, happy day, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, it was hilarious. Like, my morning was it was grim. It was quiet, man. It was like the cloud. You know how when there's the sunrise, but it's the cloudy day, and so you know it's sunrise, but it ain't really sunny. That was the morning, and all of a sudden the clouds went away and the sun came out, and the rest of the people was walking like, hi, it's a great day. I was like, damn, son. I thought it was funny.
So your early morning people were Kamala Harris people?
Yeah, I guess they had to be the workers. They had to go to work. They was like, I mean, they the independent women, I guess. They was fighting for that shit, I guess. I don't know. It was just very, very eye-opening which people were where. Like, I never thought about it until that moment.
Okay.
And then there was some that was in the afternoon. They didn't say nothing anyway, so I think they were kind of split on it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know one I feel is one way in her group. I think the other two might. One can't vote because she's Canadian, and then the other one I think is going that way. So I think they were just kind of just quiet because
it amazes me how non-American people feel like they got so much to say about you.
But she didn't really have nothing to say. Like,
not your person. Yeah, I'm just talking about other
love
people
talking.
on TV.
We just be talking because we just like, I ain't got no dog in the fight.
But a conservative is a conservative around the world. So I mean, people in Europe, they really have a vested interest in American politics.
Yeah.
As far as conservative and non-conservative or whatever, they're just as invested. If you listen to their news programs about American elections, you're like, damn, you motherfuckers.
They own it.
But I mean, indirectly, it does affect them as allies, and we do a lot of inner.
And wherever we go, it follows over there. So we come first, then it hits England, then it hits the rest of the EU,
or vice versa. I mean, England set trends in certain areas too.
Yeah.
I mean, they're closer to the rest of the world than we are, geographically speaking.
Yeah, but I mean, any ratchet shit, any politics shit, any shit going on, we started, and they get it second, and then if it works there, then France pick it up, then Germany pick it up, and you hear them jabble about it a little bit, then Spain might pick it up, then somebody in the Eastern Bloc be trying to be like, we're going to be rebels and we're going to do it, and then that's, shit go like that.
I thought it was cool when during George Floyd uprisings, I call it an uprising, people around the world were protesting in different parts of the world as a result of that, supporting what had happened.
Yeah, because they saw that shit. That shit was wild.
So to your point, people do get influenced by it. And I mean, the civil rights movement, in a nutshell, inspired people around the world to protest in, especially the nonviolent theology,
right?
Or not theology, but nonviolence ideology.
Yeah, that civil rights was strong, man. That was so powerful, and it was a vision, because they was always talking about black folks was this, and they're shiftless, they're lazy, and it was just so great, because especially, and that's when I kind of think about attire and how their attire was still suits and slacks, and everybody around the world was like, but they don't look like that. Look at them. They look nice. They look like us. The button-down shirts. What do you mean they're shiftless? They look actually very well dressed. They, the part, it didn't match, and the world had to get right behind it because they saw it was something not of the narrative, and then they saw, of course, it was nonviolent. So on top of you looking clean and coming and just holding hands and singing and nonviolent, it's like, y'all, come on, America, y'all lying.
So all the brutality did not matter. It was just how they looked.
I mean, it made the brutality very insensitive. Had it been something else, had it been something else, they might have not fallen in line like that.
Had them niggas been wearing shorts and tennis shoes, I don't know. It would have looked different.
It would have.
Getting their asses whipped still, but
it would have. It would have looked different.
I don't know.
But they couldn't deny it. That's the whole point was they couldn't deny it. That's all I'm saying. They couldn't deny it. Like, even if they wanted to say, well, I don't know. No, you can't deny it. Look, dog, you can't deny this.
Yeah.
It was undeniable. So
yeah.
Sometimes it has to be undeniable for everybody to get on. If there's a little glimmer of like, well, maybe people get a little nervous, but they couldn't do it.
Well, change is always something that's hard for people to digest.
I've been thinking about mine. When I run, I don't think I'm going to run on change.
Okay.
I think we need a redirection. It's not change. We just need to clear some shit up and get a redirection.
Well, as long as you define what that is. Then,
I will. You want me to define that now?
No, I'm just.
Oh.
I mean, we ain't got that much time.
We got all the time, brother. We got all the time, brother.
I know, because this is the what. Where are we? What are we doing, and where we doing it at? Shout it out.
Black Steel Fitness.
All day long. Come on over to Black Steel Fitness if you need a good boutique gym for somebody to like. If you need a personal trainer. If you need to get on a program. If you're in the sports training. If you just need to get your gains. Man, motivation. It's here at the Black Steel Fitness. Won't you come and check it out? What is the address?
3912 East Camelback Road.
All up in
Phoenix AZ. We still in the heart of Arcadia too, so come on up in here.
Come on in here. Come on in here. And they got some fine trainers. Fine trainers. Dang. That's motivation enough. All right. Oh yeah, all day.
Come on now. So, let's get into the deal.
Okay.
What was your thoughts? I know. Did you sit up and watch the leg?
Let's start. I did. I watched.
Oh wait. Time out. Sir, what was your man challenge?
My man challenge this week was organization.
Okay.
Yeah, I struggled with organization this week. I got like several things that I want to do, and each of them require materials and resources that I don't fully have. And I've been trying to prioritize which one I need to work on, which meant that I didn't address either one. And that's been the biggest challenge for me this week. What I mean more specifically, so I got, I'm starting a mail product review. Right. And I need a few things to highlight the products.
Right.
Some technical things I need, materials I need for that. But I also have this this other project I want to do that requires a different set of material things. And I'm trying to say, well, which one am I going to do right now?
Right.
What do I need now? Don't do what you normally do, just go buy all this shit.
Right.
And then the other project just sits for months and months when I could have used those resources for something else.
Right.
Or more on this one.
Right.
And then another thing is I want to get, and for that project, I want to get a teleprompter. Okay, so, but I'm torn about what kind to get and all that. So I'm shopping for it. So one project requires a whole set of different resources than the other one does.
Right.
What am I going to do right now? I'm pretty much kind of technically working on both of them at the same time.
Right.
But which one am I going to actually execute that's what I should focus my attention on. So that's been my challenge this week, just organization. And the last couple of weeks has been like I've been firing on cylinders with ideas and things, kind of like trying to get back on the horse, you know?
Right.
And that's kind of where I'm at. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Organization sound like.
And of course, you know, the other part of my life that you know about is always a thorn in my ass. So, you know what I'm saying? That kind of like,
always.
You know what I'm saying? My limited time to, you know.
Right, to execute.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta find that focus, baby.
You know.
That laser beam on that. That's the one.
It would be great to have someone, and you are a good resource, but I know this is not, some areas of this is not your expertise, and respectfully I understand that. But it would be great to be connected with people who really do this like I do.
Yeah.
It's so flaky though, man. It's like you can't really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
People get kind of like, they see the kind of stuff you have, they either don't want to, you know, they kind of feel intimidated, and I'm not saying that in no kind of big-headed way or nothing. I'm just saying like, I'm willing to collaborate with people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to share you know me, I'm willing to share resources and, you know, collaborate on things that make sense.
Yeah.
You know, but most of the people I meet don't even think like that. You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to get there.
I was like, yeah, you know, sure we could do. They get you all hype. Yeah, sure we could do this, man. Yeah, come through, man. Friday, baby. Yeah. You're like, on Friday, it's kind of like, you know, bring.
I ain't there.
I'm in D.C. I'm sorry.
I forgot all about it.
Yeah,
dog.
you know.
Yeah,
so yeah, you know, that's just how it is. What about you?
Man, challenge this week was keeping the energy as I share energy. So let me get into that. You know, me and my old folks, me and my old people, man. So I got my guy out of the hospital. I got him into the rehab. You know, him and his daughter ain't close. So I'm like, now I'm in the mix. So now I gotta find this dude a place to stay, because he's about to get released in the next few days. We gotta find him a spot. We got, you know, he really ain't ready to be all alone, but he needs to be out. Like this is a challenge here. So, you know, along with my day to day, you know, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m., all that stuff, I got to work this guy. And then, you know, my other neighbor all of a sudden calls and like needs a little extra stuff. And I'm just like, man. Then I have an auntie, you know, and she's like telling about her life, and she's like needed to, you know, sounding board and also just to vent a little bit. So here I'm getting time with that, you know, and I'm just like, whew. Yeah. I just want a little time. I just want to stop. And I have to come and stop someone. I'm like, hey, look, it's 9 o'clock. It's 9:30, dog. I'm gonna talk to you in the morning, but I got to get off and go to bed and
recharge that battery.
You know, but you know, but keeping that energy with that, because it's easy when it gets like these times to be like, man, I just don't want to do no more. It ain't my mama. It ain't
right.
I'm doing this out of good. I mean, I ain't getting nothing for it, but but you can't let people down like that.
Yeah,
you know? Can't let. So my man challenge is really just keeping the energy to keep going and making sure I'm actually very focused, organized, and disciplined to make sure that their things go through, because I don't want to leave them hanging, you know, as well as leave myself hanging. Yeah. So no, it's been a good week.
You make a commitment to somebody, or you you see that they need you.
Yeah.
You want to follow through with that.
You got to follow through it. Yeah. So yeah, that's been.
So those of you out there, I've even interviewed a few people. I don't know if you watch Rayshon and Shaka podcast anymore, but. We got people that need resources, and I know that those are the areas of expertise. I don't want to call you out, but I've interviewed a few of you who deal with house placement and homeless situations and things like that. If you can offer a resource to help my man out, hit us up in the comment, or you know how to get directly in touch with me. We got people that could really use your help and your resources.
All seniors, all over 70, almost 80, all of them over 80. Yeah,
they need a place to stay, and you say you're the one that's what you're an advocate for. So, you know, help us out.
Hook up, brother. Thanks.
Us help them. Rayshon and Shaka podcast, it's not just about jokes and games. We out here really trying to change people's lives,
man. Changing the world, baby. We're changing the world, impacting
We're trying to help people. We're trying to shape lives.
Yeah.
You know, me, I'm more on trying to, you know, help people boost their signal in the business world, and utilize my resources to do that, and connect and elevate people through media. And my man right here, he deal with people through fitness and self-enrichment, self-empowerment, and boots on the ground helping real people, man, with resources. So we're not just clowns on here just trying to make you laugh and say silly shit. We're really out here. And this is not also to just pat ourselves on the back, because I feel like I could do way more in life than what I do sometimes. So you know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right. Like,
we're trying to be about it. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
All up in them.
Rayshon and Shaka podcast.
And if some peace leave happened to trickle down from the universe.
Look at this fool right here. He gonna fall in. Oops. Oops.
I'm gonna fall in.
What's that? Oh my gosh, what's that?
I wasn't expecting. Whoa, no, that's not why I'm here.
Just minding my business, walking.
Exactly.
And no.
Oh.
Imagine finding that right here.
Wow.
Go figure.
A shiny penny.
Go figure. Guess it's my lucky day.
Thank you, Lord.
Lord. He is good.
Oh, my goodness.
He is good, and so is you.
All day.
Anyway, now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Come on, baby. What did you think about the election? Did you sit up? Tell me the outline first before we get up in this shit.
Okay, so, I watched it with a couple other people, and the other person that I was watching it with, this motherfucker was like, it was like he was at the racetrack and shit with the one ticket. He spent this last $100, and he's like, if he got to go home with some money, or he's gonna
wipe on kick his ass.
Me, I my position. I don't have a dog in the fight. I wasn't for one person or the other for different reasons than what other people have. But I just thought it was. I think it was clear early on. Mm-hmm. I think it was clear early on. But this is the thing, and I don't know how deep you want to go before we go deep.
Oh, we're going deep.
But Kamala Harris campaign was doomed from the start, and I know people don't want to admit that, whatever.
Right.
And you listen to different pundits and different points of views or whatever. Everybody got this one point, but I think it was a combination of all those things.
Right.
Number one, one or two line items on what the advocacy was.
Right.
That was too narrow.
Right.
The way she got accepted, nominated, the way that happened.
That right there.
Number three, she was not ready, never have been ready for prime time.
Right.
She's just not. You can't run a campaign on, regardless of who you are. You can't run a campaign on running from the issues.
Right. You gotta hit them.
You can't say, well, I'm going to only go on one. You can say that.
It could work.
But people are not stupid.
Yeah, it could work.
People are not stupid. No, it's not going to work.
I'm just saying it could.
In their mind they think that.
Right,
so
right.
my overarching issue with the whole campaign, aside from some of the things I just said, who in the hell did you spend millions of dollars on advising you? Who were these people?
I don't know.
I want to know for the next person that's running for anything, so they know who not to. Because these guys,
I'm gonna get them.
These guys solely go on the advisors, and people come and tell them and say, well, this is what the people are saying. This is what the polls are saying. This is how you talk to this group of people. This is what these group of people want to hear, or whatever. And I'm sorry. The other one was this whole all-out attack on black men.
Man.
You cannot win an election denigrating the people whose vote you're asking for. Man. Now, you could have disdain. There was so many things about her that forget the people crying about people voting for the opponent. You have so many different issues. How could you win a campaign with all those different issues? But hard-headed and stubborn and do not want to relent in any of those areas. It's just silly to me. You ain't trying to win.
No, I don't.
Maybe that was the point to begin with.
I don't think that was a winner. Like I don't really think that was not the vote the party wanted. I think that, as we talked, they was placed there because you didn't want to give up $5 billion. The whole logistics of it, this is what we got. this is what we got. So let's go ahead and run with this.
Yeah, but you're throwing good money after bad money.
Well, it was good money already in, so it was good money for Biden. And before the convention, they switched it over so they didn't have to give that back. So the money was there, and I don't think they spent as much as, you know, they raised a lot, but I don't think they spent as much so they could keep that money for the next deal and just kind of let her, you know, it was like, if we can just do enough to get people not to vote for Trump because they don't like Trump. Because Trump is, nobody likes him. Like, people might vote for him, but I'll tell you, 80% of people don't like him. They might vote for him, but they don't like him, you know. And so they were trying to get, I think they were trying to put a person there that the public could like better and kind of go off of some things, some key things to try to snap it through. Because if we get a lucky win, we got a lucky win, we can get the handlers, we can run this. We're not expecting this win, but let's go, you know, because that was...
Yeah, but that may be true. However, what the Democrat Party has, and the Republican Party to a lesser degree, what they fail to realize is that people are way more savvier and smarter voters, a smarter and more savvy populace than they were 20, 30 years ago.
Are we?
Yes, we are. Now,
okay.
That doesn't mean that you're not aligned with what I want.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But more specifically, there's a section, or I should say, there's a segment of the black population that are staunch, head-on advocates for tangibles.
Right.
For real fucking things. Right? This whole, you know, kicking the can down the road and offering and campaigning off fear and campaigning off hope and campaigning off, you know, racist, the term racism and things like that. We ain't trying to hear that no more. We're like, what are you gonna do for us? Now, the other side of that community is saying, you shouldn't be asking for anything. You should just vote. The argument with that is, you don't say that to other communities. When a politician go into any community, it's about resources.
Yeah, you're paying.
You know, it's about resources. It's about, you know, okay, even if you're talking about building a bridge, even if you're talking about whatever, you know, so you can't talk to the modern day black person the way you could talk to a civil rights black person.
Right.
Because we're post-civil rights era, and many of us are of the contention that it's been 30, 40 years, and civil rights at this point hasn't really gained us any traction.
That's right.
So we need the money. Mm-hmm. Now, when you say that, when black people say that, everybody's heads explode. Because you're supposed to be voting because it's your constitutional right, and that civil rights era, you guys got kicked in the head for that right. We're past that now. Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't we update our files?
Yeah.
So, and I'm just saying the black segment, and I juxtapose that to any other group, regardless of what party you're in. You know, people get tangibles.
Yeah.
So there's a big fight between different groups of black people about this whole Democrat Party, and we've been voting for the Democrat Party for 60 years, and some of us feel like, well, they're not offering anything. Hence, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris said that she wasn't going to do anything for the black community, not just the black community, no. Now, you would argue, you would say, well, Shaka, most of them say that, but they don't say it to your face. They're not as blatant to get on a national television and say, look, we're not, especially after you've given resources to other people, especially after you co-signed on a hate crime bill for, after the George Floyd thing, you thank us by voting for a hate crime bill for Asians. Shout out to the Asians, whether they need one or not, it's not the issue.
Right.
The point is, we had this big thing that happened where people were in the streets protesting and fighting for, you know, being murdered in the streets. And you said, no, that George Floyd bill, as watered down as it is still sitting, waiting to pass the Senate and the Congress. Mm-hmm. But you give another group, that's what I mean by resources and doing things intangibles. So you're not doing anything. Obama said, you know what? I just got in. I'm a brother. I just got in. Just let me get in here and grease the oils a little bit. And then we say, okay, all right, cool. For first 4 years, I'm not the party of black people. I'm the party of the nation. Of course, sure you are. Yeah. Did a whole bunch of stuff for a whole bunch of other groups. And we say, okay, we get it, brother. The first time around, we get you in the second time. And that was it. That's why the voting has changed to a larger degree. Now you have the hardcore. They played the game, right? They played the 3-card money. In order to keep those votes, we're gonna give you a black woman. That's not, that's not black.
Right.
So you see the insult after insult after insult. Of course, people at some point gonna be like, wait a minute. Now that's the black side. Now we talk about the greater population. Of course, people are about what's going on in the economy and, decisions that have been made that are messed up. The whole, skipping the whole, the whole convention to bring this, to get this person to be the nominee and stuff like that. It's just one thing after another. People are like, nah. No.
I still, as I listen, I still think that we're always waiting for them to give us something. Other communities, they ain't give it. We don't put the skin in the game. And I'm not saying that, we're not owed anything, but as it being modern, we're past civil rights. We got to put the money in there to add to it. And then again, we always say we don't have the resources. Like I say, $50 a family for 1 year. That's $2 a month. $2 a month, everybody can do $2 a month to make $100 million to $200 million that we can go and say, we want this shit and here's something to go to the ante with it. We are a special interest group by our size now, by our minority status. Let's do $100 million. Not no 10,000, not 100,000, $100 million, and let's move a needle on one issue, or let's move a needle on 2 issues. Are you telling me that won't work?
I don't think it'll work in the sense that you're talking about. Now, if you're saying that we're taking money and which is going to take time to do, because this is what has happened. Since the post-civil rights movement, all kind of black people have marched their ass into government.
Right.
Okay? In the early days, and this is my view on it based on what I understand and what my education is about black history. After the civil rights movement, and the key figures were either, dissipated or they were eliminated. Everybody else that was sitting behind those people, getting clout off their steam, they went and got government jobs. Mm-hmm. They went and got contracts. Mm-hmm. They became lobbyists. And for most of them, the deal was, well, if I get in there, I can enact some change. Because, we are, we're post-civil rights, but, we still got a bunch of issues, right? Because everybody wants to be a part of the dominant culture. We want to be a part of the dominant business culture. We want to we want to live next to, the dominant culture. All these things, right? Yeah. So one contingent of people found out, whoa, this is harder than I thought, because I'm mayor, I'm congressman, I'm this and that, but there's still more of them here than me. I can't do anything. Yeah. They just voting me out or just whatever, right? Yeah. And the other part is they found out where the real money come from, right? Real money from local elections come from the local power brokers, right? So you still got to kind of play the game with them. Yeah. And back then, put it in the context of time, they ain't trying to see no black advancement, right? They're still in control of zoning and, building permits. And I'm just making it very simple, right? Just things like that. Yeah. Some areas you saw progress. Of course you saw some progress, right? In the business area for black people, right? You had that part of it. The other part was, you had a bunch of Negroes coming into your community. Vote for me because I'm black. I'm gonna make sure you this, that, and that. And they didn't do a dang thing. They took from the community. Yeah. So we put our trust in our resources and supported these people, and we were just glad to see a black face in white places. Yeah. But that didn't move the needle for regular people. No. So now here we come 60 years later. People are starting to take the crust from their eyes and saying, you know what, that's not working anymore. So black guy coming into the black community saying, vote for me because I'm mayor. What are you actually going to do? No. We're not talking about the hope. We're not talking about the fear mongering. We're not talking about all this.
What connections do you have?
Are you taking your black ass back to Congress and fighting for the interests of these groups of people like other groups of people do? I understand your point about, having money and bundling money to lobby for certain things.
Yeah.
The other key point that you're not mentioning, though, is we send people, senators and congressmen to Washington to fight, to advocate for our area.
So let's give them some backup.
That's about resources.
So that's the resource. So yeah, they're going to fight and advocate. But I also want to set some on the other side and be like, go direct. Like, look, okay, they back your ass up while you go talk about this. Here's some things here, and now you know what? I'm gonna get this other cat to go talk over here, and we're gonna back this up. Like, we need to make some different moves. Like, I know it sounds like, okay, this ain't gonna work. They ain't gonna give us nothing. Again, we in a new. I'm always looking for the solution. I know it ain't worked in the past, but these some things we ain't tried. So let's try something new. If it don't work, it don't work. But at least we did something different other than the hope strategy. Oh, we're gonna vote for somebody and hope, as you say, they have sympathy for our plight. I ain't got time for sympathy. If I had sympathy, I wouldn't be here. If it was sympathy, I wouldn't be here. Go do it. Put some money back here. Do this. Do that. Like, let's make some different moves. The voting is going to be so important in your local. I think we got to get out of the blackface and really kind of find out what's going on. If it's your community, you're going to have what's represented. But you really got to find out, like, if that person has been in office for 20 years and your community's still drowning, you know what? Vote them out and try that new cat. It might not work.
Well, see, that's where we're at right now.
And I like that. Let's move some shit around.
And this is where I'm more in line with what you're talking about. Like, provided that people stay on course and stay true to a principle, we should be investing in new, up-and-coming politicians and leaders whose mission is to do certain things. But to your point, we're funding them. We're raising money so they can get into Congress. We're raising money so they politically. When you see those old photos or old reels of presidents or leaders in the past, and you see all the young kids in front of them or the young teenagers, and then 30 years later, you say, oh, that was Clinton in the group there, or that was. They cultivate a lot of young kids into these parties and these, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need to be doing the same thing, and that takes money to do that.
Yeah, it does.
There's another thing that we have to worry about too. That is going. Shout out to Thurgood Marshall. We don't have Thurgood Marshalls anymore.
Right.
Thurgood Marshall was one of the most creative, daring, not just civil rights lawyer, but lawyer, period, that we got in the civil rights movement. The average lawyer today, once they become lawyer, they ain't thinking about nobody else but themselves. And you have to think about the legal side too.
Yeah, well, I'm always about the paperwork.
So you have to think about, but if you have a group of people, say for example, a group of people, are having an issue about something constitutionally, they're trying to do something in business or whatever, and there's some kind of unfairness or whatever. You can't find a nigga to fucking rip.
I think you got two things. I think you have those creative cats. I think they're out there, men and women that are creative, that want to do something different. But I think the community also shuns it because it is different. So they get shut down, and they see how others got shut down. So you know what? I'm gonna just ride my little place here and keep my shit to myself. Like I say, hey, we need to pay for this. Mad people tell me, no, T, why not? It's a new thought. It's a new instrument. It's like, let's use the system. Let's figure out how we use the system. But it's shut down.
But are you talking to groups of businessmen? Are you talking to groups of politicians?
I've spoken to a lot of different people.
Okay. I'm just saying, because people that don't have anything, regular everyday people who are rubbing nickels don't have anything. You got to talk
to everybody. It don't matter.
It does. Because resources, the issue is the resource.
Resources come in both financial and come in both energy, as in people. So when you're talking about this, one of the most important things, and this is where you have metaphysics and things like that. When you have people falling behind you, when you have that energy, then things start to happen, and it causes other things to come in. When you get the laymen really falling behind that, and they're falling behind you, you do get some changes. Malcolm X had a layman thing going on, and all of a sudden it boom. Martin Luther King had laymen, then all of a sudden, boom, and it starts bringing, because your laymen are who take your businessman. Oh shit, my business is doing what? These guys, you know what? Let me get on board, because I need these people to keep spending money with me. And if I show that I support this person, they're gonna spend money. And then it starts bringing, and it starts getting the tug and flow. So if you can start with business and have the money to bring it in, that's one way. But if you have the people, like when they say the people's person, when you have that energy, it causes other things to come. You have to look at either way. It's two different ways to get this thing going. It's just that we haven't done anything effective on either manner, and because we shut people down before they get that ball going now. In civil rights, you had different things. The ball got going in different manners, and people got the place because it was just that contingency in that time. Now,
well, it was a little more than that.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
it
was a fact that people were getting cracked in the head.
That's
and
what I'm saying.
lynched.
The contingency in the time. It's like,
so
oh shit.
We're not, and that's kind of my point. When you don't have that, you have different people who look at that thing differently.
But
now
if you listen to
they're
it,
saying, well, we're not. Well, you know what? Everything is fine because we're not getting cracked in the head anymore. Everything is fine because I can go to the Walmart. I can shop in the Walmart.
But when we talk, the complaints are still that, this is still going on. It's still going on. So
well,
obviously,
you can't
it's
ignore
still
the fact
there.
that things
then
are happening.
So then we either got to figure out, is it still there, and we need to fix this, or is it okay and we need to move on?
Well, okay, I need to be a little more specific about that, because if you're talking about, for example, in my view, in my opinion, we have a different form of lynching going on. Mm-hmm. And that lynching is predicated by officials. Right? So you're saying a community is upset because, their son went out to a basketball game, and on his way home, he's driving mind his own business, and he gets pulled over and he gets cracked in the head and he don't come home anymore. Some people are saying, well, while you're complaining about that, you should better your situation. Okay. My thing is that one has nothing to do with anything. It has nothing to do with what's in the heart of people that feel that they can act a certain way to a certain group of people. So that's totally different to me than saying, hey, we want legislation to, have more businesses, or, we want to have more resources. We want to be able to get more loans or whatever. They feed us education, hope, and kicking the can down the road, and things are going to get better down the line. So you don't do that with other communities. So whenever we cry about something, to your point, there's always this sense that you're blaming the victim because they're in a certain situation. By the way, there's not just, black people aren't the only poor people in America that's asking for resources. But, I always harp on the black thing because I'm a black man in America.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying we're crying. What I'm saying is, it sounds like the situations and the problems we have not changed. If you're saying that somebody can drive home from a high school
I'm not
game,
saying it happens.
Okay, then that hasn't changed from 1960. It's the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a problem, then if we're being complacent, are we going to really address this thing? Are we going to use new ideas to address it? If the face has changed, then we gotta change the face detector. If the face has changed, then we got to change the manner that we go forward.
So you're saying,
I'm saying it's the same
you're saying
problem.
The elected officials that we elect in office, the judges, the sheriffs, the judges, the lawyers, the prosecutors, the defenders, the prosecutor's office.
Yep.
You're saying all those people, because we're not dumping money into certain resources, that we should not be holding them accountable.
I'm saying we should. I'm saying we should. I'm saying that the problems are the same,
because that's what people have been doing.
Two things that's going on. One, when you said people are educated in their votes, they're not. The average person is just voting, whether it be straight ticket or the blackface. They're not educated, so they're putting whoever.
Yeah, my only argument with that is you say that, but the other side does the same thing.
Hold up, I'm not talking about the other side. We talking to us.
Okay.
So we talking to us. What I'm saying is, if we need to change, because they ain't saying they need to change. We saying we need to change and we need to come up. So I can't worry about that right now. I can't worry about that right now. If they up already, then we got to figure out how we gonna get up. One, when we talk about these officials, we're not educated and we are voting for black faces or for the incumbent that was there for 20 years, or we're just saying, oh, I'm gonna go straight ticket. We're not really watching and learning about the things that's going on. And there are some that do. I'm not saying everybody, but I would really pose to say the majority is not well versed and educated on the political stances and all the things that's going on with the people that they're voting in. So I'm just gonna say that. Two, what I was saying is about when we're talking about the problem, when I'm saying the problems are the same, we had people that came in, whether they were started from the business or where they started from the ground, they worked their way in. They came in and they made changes because that's what decided. What we do now, when we say we have a whole different beast, we do not let the different people with their different avenues or their different ideas shine. We shut them down because we haven't done it before, because it never worked before, because we haven't tried it before. We shut our own selves down because it doesn't sound like the old. We say we want new, but we tend to hold on to the old. We have a lot of Renaissance thinkers. We have a lot of people that want to move something different. We have a lot of people that's like, yo, I'm in this corporate thing and I understand how the corporate situation works. Oh, you're a coon. Well, no, I just know how this shit work. I had to work my way through it. Like I say, code switch. I got this shit, y'all. We gonna get this. So we shut a lot of things down because it doesn't look like the old, but we want something new. And until we really figure out that, hey, let's give each one a chance. That's all we talking about. We don't give the new people a chance, and then if we give them a chance, we give too many chances because they keep sweet talk. Like if you got a term and you don't do, and we see clearly that you don't do anything or you don't kind of roll like we said, maybe one more. Just to say, okay, maybe you was getting your feet wet. You're out of here. If you're an incumbent and you've been here 15 years and I'm looking at my neighborhood and it's doing this and this and this young guy is saying, hey, I got a new idea. Why don't we try that? That sounds kind of off the wall. But 15 years is off the wall too. Let's give that a chance. Yes, it's off the wall. Let's give this a chance and see if this off the wall idea is going to change our situation. Because guess what? If it don't, you can go back to the old thing. We don't tend to move into that thing. And my whole thing is I'm always looking for solutions. I know problems. I see the problems. I heard the problems. I live in the problems. What are we going to do different each time and every time we meet a problem that poses itself as a past problem? What are we going to do to move forward? I ain't got time to ask for all the time. Yes, I'm going to ask, but at the same time while I'm asking, look, yo, I got a bill due. My car need fixing. I need a G. I can come up with 300. Can you give me 7? I ain't going to say, can you give me a G? No, I got 300, dog. Can you give me 700 so I can get my shit go? I got skin in this motherfucking game. And I don't think we do that enough on some of the situations and issues we want. I'm not saying we don't ask. I'm saying we throw something with it. I'm saying we give somebody with an odd idea a chance to make a difference. If it works, it works. It's phenomenal. If it don't work, it's just like the other shit that ain't working. Throw it to the side. All right, who's next? Like we have endless opportunities, but we don't take. When we talk about resources, we do have endless resources. I mean, we're not the richest in this country, but when we look around the world, we're fucking number 22 as an economy in the whole world. Black America is 22, if not more now, or less, or higher up than the rest of the world. So we have to be more savvy on how we're using our resources, and even just we are a conservative people. They tell you we're the biggest savers, and we're more conservative in everything we do. We vote liberal because we wanted to change our situation. It ain't working. And a lot of people saying, okay, I'm gonna go conservative here, but we got to find a way to privatize because we are now a special interest group. We used to be the largest minority. We're not that anymore. So now we have become a special interest group, and we must move as one. That means we ask for things, we do this, we vote here, but on the other side, we also come with the radical ideas, and we put papers and we put things in place so that we don't attack. We can't just attack now head on. You got to have a multi-level attacks like war. You know, so somebody can defend you if you come head on, but it's very hard to defend when you come from the flanks and the front. It's very hard to defend because you split the forces, and now you make more headway. And we're not doing that. We're going to old school British style. Oh, we got the musket, stand in front, boom. Okay, switch, walk straight forward. We're going straight forward. While everybody else, we need to be doing guerrilla warfare. Oh, you know what? Let's cross the river at night, and then we're gonna hit it at sunrise. We're gonna hit them on this side. We're gonna have our main artillery coming from this side. No, we're gonna trick them because this side we're gonna throw blah 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 blah. We're not thinking. We're reacting. We react to when somebody gets clunked over the head. We react. Oh Lord. We didn't think. We didn't say, you know what? Fuck it. Why didn't we go to this person and say, how much is it for cameras? How much is it for police to be prosecuted? What do you need from us to make this happen? Well, I don't know. How about $50 million to make this shit happen? Well, I mean, it's a possibility. We could probably get five. How about $60 million? You make that shit a 10-year minimum, and we do X, Y, and Z the next time. Yeah, we can make this shit prosecutable. You know, like there's deals that always happen. And this is business, and this is America now. America is not just voting. America is money and business. So
you're saying that our safety is not contingent on what we pay our law enforcement and our leadership to do. So you're okay, because that doesn't work for the rest of America.
I'm worried about the rest of America. We're different. Yeah. We're different. This is where we go wrong. So we always want to say, wait, time out. We always say as blacks, we are different. We black. We big up our shit. Yes, we do. We all do that shit. Everybody do that shit because we special like that. We flamboyant. We are. Black folks. Black folks. Are we not flossing everything? We do this. But when we come, I don't think
all Americans are all black Americans. We're not.
We dress the best. We live the best. We got the best attitudes. We come with the flyest flavor. We do that shit on the regular. And okay, not everyone, but the majority. So why are we going to be here? And then when it comes to issues like that, we step back and say, "Well, I'm just going to get." No, we fucking run this shit.
This country was built. This country was made of revolution and fighting back. All that stuff you're talking is fine. I get what you're saying.
I'm fighting back.
But every group fights back for something that pushes back.
Why we keep talking about every group when we talk about us?
Because we are Americans.
Okay, I believe that. Okay, but right now we're talking about how we coming up.
Okay,
so fuck what everybody else got to do or not do.
So when you say that, my issue with what you're saying is like you're blanketing black people as like there are people who we're not a monolith.
No,
we all think differently. There are black people that that are affluent who ain't even they don't even have a problem with what they see that other people that live certain ways deal with every day. So that's not their source. That's not what they're going to advocate.
No,
they're not for that. They have a different issue. Right. You have the less than 1%. Because we keep thinking that there's all these black people in corporate America. The less than 1% that are in corporate America, black people, period.
I agree.
We're thinking that they're going to be the engine of change when they don't even represent 1% of black people in black America. Now, you have a contingent of people who say, and this is the spirit that we came from. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but the spirit we came from was entrepreneurship and getting out of mud on our own because we had to, and that strings all the way back to post-slavery. We have a choice but to take whatever skills we had to try to use them to try to make something of ourselves. And some of us were able, despite all of those challenges, if you could imagine living in post Civil War era, a black person were able to eke some kind of living out of that and make a business. And then we said, okay, well, we live in an environment, we live in a world where we're not allowed to live. We're only allowed to live where they tell us we can live. We're only allowed to have get certain type of resources for them. So we have to build ourselves. And we did that. We did it in communities and all that kind of stuff. 40 years later, 50 years later, a group of people decide, no, I really want to eat at your establishment. We had businesses and we did it partially out of necessity and out of innovation.
Right.
Right?
I agree.
We still had, even with that, most of Black America was dirt poor.
I agree.
Okay? So we, for all intents and purposes, relinquished a lot of that power when we decided that we wanted to spend our money and our resources in the dominant culture. And that's not an indictment or anything. That's just exactly what happened.
It's what happened.
Then we were told that we just have to go to school, get a good education. How many times have you heard that growing up? Just get a good education, and so you can go and work for someone. Right? What we found was that even with the so-called affirmative action era, that, you know, they conflated that. Affirmative action didn't get you, it may have gotten you in a door, meaning that, you know, an organization that only hired white people, you know, they had to bring one or two more Black people in there, or people of color, because everybody took advantage of that. By the way, everybody, you know, when you say affirmative action, that's not just for Black people. We were just the poster child for it.
It was in the 80s, early 90s, but after that,
well, I mean, it occurred in the 70s, but through our biggest era of getting in certain spaces was that 80s, 90s, late 70s era, right?
That was out.
That's when we started getting, you know,
it was popular
in the certain sectors or whatever. But still, the falsehood was that we were our numbers was outrageous, right? Like most Black people were, you know, getting all these jobs, taking all these jobs from white folks. When we learned now, the reality was it wasn't like that. No. How can you say that when even today 1% of of Black people represent high places in corporations?
I agree.
So, you know, and even we fell into that myth, right? Because I'm bringing it back home now. In my opinion, when we were doing for self and we were building our own communities because we had to, we abandoned that. We had Black people who owned hotels. They weren't the Waldorf Astorias of the world, but they were hotels.
They were.
You know,
that's why they was.
They had owned car dealerships.
Well, that's why, like when you talk about Tulsa, Black Wall Street. That's why.
And there were many Black Wall Streets around the country,
of course,
in varying degrees.
That's why they were. That's why because the money was there.
The mindset, to your point, the mindset did change, but a lot of other things happened too that we don't talk about. The federal highway system killed a lot of Black communities.
It did.
You know, that's not Black people's fault.
No.
You know, so, and I know you're not saying that. I'm saying that for the people, and I'm ranting right now.
It's all good. I told you I was going to get that button today.
I know you.
I told you I was going to get, y'all, I told him before, I'm going to get his ass started. Get that button.
So, I mean, there was a lot of things that happened along the way. We started getting these Black mayors. We started getting these Black councilmen. And Black people really thought, instead of like the business part of it, the businesses and staying on that train, look, they ain't gonna get it. We're gonna have our own thing. Oh, well, you know, I'm chilling at the Waldorf Astoria now. I can spend my money here. Other groups started saying, oh, there's money over there. So you got the Asians come in, you got the Arabs come in, and they set up their stores and their shops, and the next thing you know,
openly, and we welcome them so freely.
Well, and you know what? It's not. I don't even think it's a matter of whether to welcome them or not, because I mean, you can't stop anybody from seeing a business opportunity. Not hating on that, but controlling the dynamic in it, right? I remember in the neighborhood I grew up in, a lot of the businesses were white and Black. And I'm talking about mom and pop places. I ain't talking about big places. Mom and pop spots, right? By the time I left and came back, all the people that I grew up that owned the corner store that was Black, that owned this, that owned that, they sold them all. So maybe that was an economic move for the individual. You know, hey, I'm getting the hell up out of here. They're going to offer me X, Y, and Z to get out of here. And you can't hate on a person for making that business decision, but you're not thinking on a bigger level. So now you come back into your community and everybody's mad because it's like, well, you know, the Asians are there and they're selling their rice and they're this and they're that, and they treating you like shit, and you know, they, you know, shooting you in your back because they thought you stole something and all that. Shout out to LA. You know, all these places that did all these weird things. But we still support it. We still go and eat there. There are cases where Arabs talk to, I've seen it in New Orleans. Talk to the Romanians, whatever. They talk to the local Black people like shit. But of course, on the outside, I'm like Spike Lee. I'm mad at them. I want to throw the garbage can in the window and stuff. But then I'm like, wait a minute. These motherfuckers keep supporting them.
Right. It's like, what do we do? What do we do?
You know, now you say, well, I need some eggs. So they're the only ones in the. Well, why are they the only ones with eggs in the?
Because we gave up all our opportunities.
Why 7 of you ballers or whatever ain't getting together and building a store right next to these motherfuckers and whatever? You know, and that's not to say that no group should be able to. Yeah, we're all Americans. This is what America about. You see an opportunity somewhere, okay, in this neighborhood, it's not a really good neighborhood, but they need eggs. You know what I'm saying? They need cigarettes.
Yeah.
You know, they need liquor.
Yeah.
You know, why not? Yeah, of course. Nobody's hating on that.
Easy money.
So I say all that to say there's a lot of factors involved in why the thinking has been changed, the thinking has shifted. It's because a lot of reasons. There's just a whole bunch of shit that's happening.
I mean, it is. It's never
no,
one.
People don't have that. You talk about money and stuff like that. I think that certain areas, and it's not just black communities. That's another big thing. You can find a poor community and go to West Virginia.
Yeah, that's poor.
Go to Appalachia.
Yeah.
Go to places in the Midwest. You know, I mean, you know, we keep talking about the black community. I mean, you know, to us because you know we're black, but people got the same issues all over the place.
So this is going to be the problem when I run for president because I'm not going to talk about black issues. I'm going to talk about America's issues. And then people are going to be mad at me because I'm going to say I didn't come up with a black plan. I came up with an American plan. See my conundrum? And I hope that you look at my skin and you see that, okay, maybe this motherfucker really got something for us. But
so
I got to
talk about
isolate
other. So you're saying that you're not going to support any demands that are germane to a group's issues?
No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, as I look at issues and as I look at things, if I'm going to try to win, number one, if I'm going to win, I got to talk about America. And I hope that is faith in me that whatever.
So are you going to say that to the Asians, though?
Yeah. Whatever solution, whatever I find as a solution, I hope that everyone sees that it's going to be a solution.
Yeah, but everybody don't have the same needs.
Everybody don't have the same needs, but everybody has the same problem.
Not all of us have the same
everybody.
problems.
If money is a problem, poor communities is a problem. If I can figure out ways, education is a problem. If I can figure out ways to adjust the education system and make it work here.
But we don't need education. We need money.
If I can figure out a way to get money in there for that education, we have money. We need to learn how to spend that money. You just said we got all these drug dealers. Why don't they get together and sell eggs?
No, I was beating on them, but that's
still money. That's still money.
Yeah, but that's illegal.
No. Half the money in America is illegal. Now we don't want to be. Now we don't want to talk about it. See how we switch back and forth. One thing.
Yeah, but
one
that
time.
doesn't represent.
Wait. One time we talk about black people in this group, and then we're like, what about this group? Let's talk. Are we going to talk about?
Myself.
Are we going to stay in the community, or are we going to talk about the whole country?
Yeah, but that does not. I don't want to get the wrong impression. Criminals do not represent all of the black community.
No, they don't. But
so I want to make that clear.
Criminals started most of the major industries in this country.
Okay.
So then why we?
They were allowed to though.
So why we? They were allowed to until they got big enough to control shit. They started off. They was not allowed.
So and you don't know anything about Tammany Hall,
right? They
right?
was not allowed until they got big enough, and then they said, "No, we ain't running this shit." And then they had to kind of be allowed. They was not allowed. They was petty thugs and criminals at first, and then it grew. We don't.
So how
take
you
that
think
chance.
they were allowed to grow?
Because it's America, and you let that shit happen until it get too big, and then when it gets too big, when it gets too big, you either can work with it or you stop it. You either direct it or you stop it. Right now, we haven't figured out like when you said that still it can be illegal, whatever. If you put your money together and you open up a store and then you can slide out of that shit, and now it's legal. Okay, get the shit going. We have money. We just don't put that shit in the right place.
Yeah, but you can't take.
We have some money.
We're playing with facts here because
we have money. We just don't put it all in place.
That's why people are on RICO charges right now, because you can't take illegal money and try to run a legal. You can't be in illegal enterprises. I mean, let me say this.
Welcome to America, y'all. Yeah,
you can't be. Well, you keep saying that, but there are people on RICO charges right now. Mm-hmm. For the same thing. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
My point
in
again,
all communities.
My point again is
in all
that
communities
certain people are allowed, certain groups are allowed, because I know you have an issue with groups.
No.
Certain groups are allowed, have been for the last 100 years.
Yeah.
To flourish. Now, at some point when their usefulness is not, when they're not useful anymore, and you got to show the public that you're doing something. You round up a few of them just to show the public that, hey, look, we're doing a little something here. But the rest of them are still operating the way they're operating. That has not really been the case for our communities. It hasn't. It just hasn't.
So again, now we got to go back. Are we going to deal with just our issues, or are we going to keep comparing it to what's going on in the country?
We got to look at what's going on. We
Why?
got to, because we're not walking around with blinders on.
So again, now are we? So we see what's going on in the country. Are we going to say, oh, it's unfair because this is going on here, or are we going to figure out our path? We know it's unfair. Are we going to figure out our path?
To say that is to say that most of us are just sitting around with our hands folded, just watching the world go by, and we're not doing something. Listen, we have some of the most, despite all the things that I'm belly aching about, we have had some of the most innovative people who have busted down all kind of doors and done in every industry that you can imagine, despite us not being heavily represented in those industries. We've done the invention thing. We've conquered sports. We've even conquered politics, American politics.
I agree.
So I'm not saying that we don't. So it's disingenuous to say that people want hand up. People worked hard. Black people have worked hard in all kind of areas to get. And we still get a lot of shit. Like, to your point, well, why they're so lazy? Well, I mean, look at all the great things that we've done, but we still got people who look at us as a group and say, well, we even got other black people from other areas. They flee their own countries instead of building their own countries up. They flee here, get a little opportunity, get a job like the rest of us, and then they turn to our FBA and holler, you're lazy.
I guess we all do that. I guess that's human nature.
Well, I mean,
because we flee our neighborhoods to go to the suburbs. So I guess we all. No, I'm just saying. I guess human nature. I guess that's human nature.
Whether you stay in your community, or you go to a suburb, or you're in an affluent area, it doesn't matter. That doesn't make you a lazy person.
No, I'm not calling it lazy. I'm just saying we all tend to say that's something that's said. But I'm just saying that must be human nature. Leaving not as good, and then say
I would make the distinction between leaving your country and making your country a better place. Black people didn't go to another country in the civil rights movement after slavery.
No,
we fought here for the right, and that's why I
fought here for the right to move to the suburbs.
That's why I get so impassioned. But still, it's our country.
I get that. But we left our neighborhood to go to a different neighborhood.
Those weren't not our neighborhoods. Those were neighborhoods those were places for all intents and purposes. Did you hear anything I said earlier?
We do that now.
For all intents and purposes, we were forced to live there. You keep minimizing
so we're forced to live there.
I'm saying, listen,
if we're forced to live there, at some point it becomes your home.
Listen to my point. I am simply saying that we stayed here and fought for the rights that we have here.
I agree.
Okay, so we didn't decide as a collective or individually, we didn't decide to go to another country.
I agree.
And say, you know what? I didn't want to make it work where I'm at, or make my government better, or fight for rights for my people here.
I agree.
But I'm going to tell you while I'm here as a guest in your country that you're fucking lazy because you didn't do it like we did it.
I hear you.
That's the point I'm making. I'm not getting in the woods about where people live in America and stuff like that.
What I was just saying is, you hear that from black people that have made it sometimes, that have moved out and they go somewhere and they be like, oh, motherfuckers is lazy. You hear that. You've heard that.
Well, that's wrong too.
I was just saying that must be human nature to seek a different place versus go ahead and fix your place. That's all. I was just trying to make the raw thing that if the place seems low and you get an opportunity, you're just going to go where it seems better, instead of saying, oh, I'm going to put my money in finances and lose my money in finances and be here, versus take my money in finances and go and live a nicer life. That's all I was saying. I wasn't. That's all I was saying. I was just making a blanket thing. That's all.
All right, my brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Triggered, boy. Triggered.
No, it's not triggered. It's just that I just have this thing about people, this whole black Americans being lazy and this and that. Motherfucker, do you know, not you, but motherfucker, do you know the shit we've done in this country despite?
Exactly. So that's
despite the shit that we're still doing.
That's why.
And we're still doing.
That's why I'm always on the okay. What we gonna do next?
But see,
that's why I'm always, because I know what we've done, and I know that none of our social changes happen from voting. Our social changes happen from us creating social either disorder or innovation that caused this thing. Like it was never voting
around the world. You pick a country around the world. It's happening right now as we speak. There's a group of people who have grievance with their country, whether it's military taking over the country or some dictator or whatever. People hit the goddamn streets.
Now, it ain't voting. That's what I'm saying. It ain't
people
voting.
Hit the no wait. Well, this is what I'm saying. You're talking about pull yourself up from your bootstrap. No. Basically, you're saying pull yourself from your bootstraps. Be innovative, get into business.
That's not what I said.
Those people in those countries.
That's not what I said.
Okay. Well, we'll revisit what you're saying for clarity. But those people are on the streets because they know that is what it takes to get people to get people out or to get respect.
Yeah.
Or to get whatever they're trying to get, because they're doing all the other shit. They've done the voting.
That's what I'm saying.
They've done the civil rights thing like what we did, right?
I see.
We learn now that it's a different time. You can't appeal to people. See, what we thought in the 60s, in the 70s was and even some Negroes today, I'm sorry, some black people, we think if we just appeal to the opposition, make them look deep in their heart, and see the humanity of, not sympathy, but see the humanity in themselves.
That's sympathy.
Okay, all right, sympathy. See the humanity in themselves, then they're gonna do right. Whatever that right is, whatever it is,
they're gonna have sympathy for us and make sure that
doesn't work.
They act exactly.
Because if a person, people don't. Power isn't just relinquished. People don't just wake up one morning and say, you know what, God damn, I got way too much money. This is just too much goddamn power.
That's what I say.
People don't do that.
That's what I say.
So either you gotta, power is taken.
That's what I say.
It's transferred among the powerful.
That's what I say.
But it's taken for those who don't have it. And I don't mean like in the sense of overthrowing a government or anything like that.
You just gotta
in the sense of
in America,
sometimes you gotta
America
get out there on the streets.
It's either money or it's might. That's America.
Yeah. So
and that's why I'm always saying what I say, because I realize that's how you get the power, and that's how you get some power or the things that you want. It ain't by that vote.
Well, the other part of it is
we've gone all the way off of the election.
The other part of it is I'll let you cap it off, but let me just say this.
Carry on.
What we practice today is individualism.
Yeah, true that.
Not to beat up on anybody. I'm just using these people as examples. And this is the big trick that's been played from the dominant culture onto all of black society. All
of America, actually.
You have right, okay, yeah. You have Oprah. You have JC. You have, Michael Jordan. You can do it too. And that is true. Theoretically, anybody could do it too. However, it's my contention that the best way to keep a people in a certain situation is to give them something to look at and say, give them something, not to say that these people didn't work for it, but to let a few people rise to as the cream of the top. Yeah. While the rest of people just hope and wish that they can attain something that's unattainable.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can't just look at 2 or 3 people and say, oh, shit's changed, but you got a whole, millions upon millions of people that are still trying to figure shit out.
Yeah, that's what
and you're constantly taking resources away from them and giving them to other people.
That's why I always say, as black folks, we need to move all around the country, and whenever you hit 13%, that city's cut off, move to a different place, and just spread out 13% all around. And then you don't have that big group, and you have just 1 or 2 people rising. You have a smaller group, and you have a few more coming out of that shit.
So you're still talking about assimilation. I'm not talking about assimilation.
I'm saying you can still make your black community. You can still do 13% and have your black town or your Negro town or whatever. I'm just saying what it does. It takes the light off of you. It takes the light off of you, and it takes the competition amongst each other off. It gives you a whole different sense, and because you are a smaller group, you slide through a little easier.
I don't agree with that.
It's like Phoenix.
That's just me.
Phoenix, black people slide through. You can't tell me that black people compared to New Orleans, compared to Atlanta, compared to when you talk to guys and people, black people, you do interviews all the time. It slides through because it's 3, 4, no more than 8%. So it slides through, and you have quite a few people that slide through because the threat is different. Where when you
that's what you're saying.
I'm trying to work the system. I know I ain't say it's right or wrong. I'm trying to win the fucking game. It's a game. Fucking win.
So you're saying the only way that black people could win is unless they in the modern era, unless they assimilate.
No, I didn't say assimilate. I said
but that is assimilation.
That is not moving somewhere. Moving somewhere
else. You're talking
else.
about being innocuous and being unassuming and just blend in and just
I said be 13%.
Be a part of just blend into another society.
I said be 13% all over. It's like a fucking virus. A virus doesn't attack you in just one spot. It hits all over the place. It ain't a whole lot at first. It's a lot of little shits going around, and then all of a sudden it gets a foothold, and then it fucking grows. That's all I'm saying. You don't go to one spot. You don't try to get one spot. Oh, we got 5 different spots here, and we're gonna make a change. We hit a million different little spots.
Rayshon, to say that is to say that I've been, and I'm sure you have too, I've been nearly, with the exception of New England area. I must admit I have not spent a lot of time in the New England area, but I've been crisscrossing almost in every part of this country since my adulthood.
Yeah.
Black people are everywhere.
Not on the West Coast. And 2%, that's not everywhere. 2%. 2% is not everywhere, sir.
Well, hold on a minute. Wait a minute.
2% ain't everywhere.
Well, they're there.
60% here, 2% there. That ain't everywhere.
Why is that not everywhere? That's still everywhere.
No, what I'm saying is,
and not only that, you talk about California. Let's talk about California.
It's 10%.
Let's talk about California for a minute.
It's 10%.
California was once way more than that. The numbers have dropped the last 10 years.
Right.
The population and people find have mostly gravitated toward, and this goes from history, gravitated toward city centers because those were historically where the jobs were.
Right.
And black people built their lives around that.
Right.
Now, and that coupled with white flight. So I get a history lesson here, not to you. White flight is what left black people, for all intents and purposes, in these city centers.
Right.
Right? White people decided they didn't want to live next to the incoming.
They never did. Yeah.
The black people who could afford to live among them.
Yeah.
And the 1 or 2, mind you, too, because there wasn't no exodus.
Yeah.
And they went out to what was developed as suburbs. Suburbs was developed for all intents and purposes for white folks.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the suburbs, now 40, 50, 60 years later, nobody wants to commute anymore from the city to a job. Mm-hmm. They're building up the cities and moving these groups out, not just black people, but they're moving these groups out for development and industry and hotels and what have you. Now the folks that were out in the suburbs, because the black folks ran out to the suburbs or they were sent out to the suburbs, the white folks are coming back into the cities.
Right.
Okay, now in that, people that can't find jobs or found themselves in situations where they couldn't find work, they moved other places or they went other places and did other things, it became too expensive to live down. It's not the average downtown, every downtown, I don't want to say average, I'll be definitive. Find a downtown area in any part of the country, in any city that really matters, and you tell me if the average person can live there. No, they can't. They can't afford to live there.
Exactly.
So those people are finding other places to go. Up until recent years, you can find a cheaper city to go to and still do okay. Right. You can still have a car, you can still have a house. You're not balling out of control, but you're doing okay, right? You're not balling out of control, but you can live. Right. Raise a couple kids or whatever. Or child support or whatever. So that has changed because all these places are too expensive for most people to live in now. Right. They're finding the cheaper places around the country to move to. Right. So that's affecting the dynamic of people as well now. It's totally changed now. So back to your point about the 2% in California, that changed and that number dropped in the recent years. Okay. So you can't.
I'm still looking from here forward.
So you can't say that.
I'm still looking from here forward. I'm still looking at Idaho. I'm still looking at Idaho at 0.5.
Oh, by the way, Idaho. Oh, by the way, those places. What you would think once upon a time, then that's what people did. Well, who the fuck wants to go to Idaho? It's got to be cheap to live there. Go to Idaho now.
Yeah, but if you work remote, you can afford that. If you
Okay,
can do,
so that's-
if you go as a business and say, you know what, I'm a lawyer here.
But everybody does not have a business. Everybody's not have a business.
Here we go. So if you go from, I'm in Houston. I'm a lawyer, and I know a business guy. I know a real estate person. You know what? Let's move over here. Let's make a little co-op. Let's start our businesses here. We got a good thing. We can do a lot of online business, so we won't be broke. Oh, but wait, let's bring a few people, because I can bring somebody and I can hire a black person. I can do like you can build a community with that. It's not.
Okay, I got off my point a little
bit.
The thing is that not all black people. This whole thing about community, and this may to a larger degree extends to most groups, right? When we talk about the black community, it's not really the sake of just saying you stay in a physical place together.
Right.
That's kind of like, I mean, through forces that are out of our control. And because we are evolving in culturally, and we have different interests, and some people don't want to live among all black people, not because they're whatever your reason is, right? So it's not just about a group of people living together in a square, the mileage area of each other and forming their own utopia. That's not really realistic. I mean, especially with gentrification, which I don't have a problem with gentrification if everybody benefits from it. I mean, improving your community and making it better and putting, gardens in and having coffee shops and, nice little high-rise condo areas and whatever. If everybody benefits from it, I don't see a problem with gentrification.
Right.
If we can, all benefit from it.
Right. I mean, my thing is, all I'm saying is, as things get like this, all I'm saying is, we got to have different ideas and different plans. We keep rehashing. We keep saying, like I said, things have changed. Yes, things have changed. We have a lot of reasons why we don't do something different, and I just want to make sure that we do something different, because it's a different day, and I want to see some change. Now, we've been on the black issue all the time, but we really was just talking about the politics, and we had to segue because we didn't like the way they was talking about black men and black voters. When I had numbers that 74% of black men voted Democrat, 89% of black women voted Democrat, but everybody else was almost 50% or 60% that voted Republican. In other words, there was a stark variation in voting. There was more of a balanced vote. Like people were like, oh, I like this, I like this, I like this. I don't like.
Yeah, but what
is
the diss and the diss and the diss?
I don't know.
What are people voting
issues,
for?
They had their issues. Whatever the issues were, they decided they like, whether it be economy, whether it be abortion, whether it been immigration, depending on where you were living at. You still saw throughout the country there was more of a balanced vote. While even though we have all these things, we were very much stuck to one party. And
well, according to the media and whatever, everybody's taking credit on both sides for being the defining factor in the vote.
I didn't say we're a defining factor. I just said where our lines.
I know,
was.
but I mean,
I wasn't saying we were defining. I told you the defining factor is always middle class, suburban, white women, especially that's in the Midwest. That's the defining party that wins.
Yeah, but it's not that. I did the research on that after you mentioned that, and the number isn't that much higher. It's not that greater. It's not that much higher than white men.
No, it doesn't have to be.
It's a tick higher. I mean, what I'm saying,
it doesn't have to be.
It's like
but
you're making it sound like it's like
the men going here and you have the women, and then you take, even if it's 60% of those women voting this way, that defines the whole deal. It's better than the sheer number of them is going to be a better situation than even if you say 70% of blacks, because they have more people and it's going to push that number. So that is the defining deal. You looked at the map when you saw the voting. That shit was right there. It was the Midwest and it was women. Even I have a map where it shows if only women voted, the Midwest, even it showed Kamala winning because she went out the central areas if only women voted, or like the state like Florida, like, so they got the electoral college numbers, but you would see that the whole Midwest, the only thing that changed on that map when they did that was Arizona, Utah, Georgia, it's like those states there. But for the majority of that whole thing, I'll show you the map. It was still the same because those are the determined factors. And when you add the men in, they're voting online with that. That's the
determining factor for who?
For
the Republicans or the Democrats?
For just the win of the. If they decide that they want to vote for Democrat, when they vote heavier Democrat, the country, that's what wins. They are the deciding factor there.
Who is?
I knew they were
the Midwest.
Yeah, the Midwest white women.